Houston, we have a problem.
Give me all you got!
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Give me back my gun! I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Hello and welcome to Stand and Watch, the best and only dad movie podcast you're ever going to listen to because we killed all the other ones. Shot them dead.
They're dead.
Yeah. Dead as a doornail, dead as a healthcare CEO. I am your host, Matt.
I'm your other host, Nick.
We didn't watch a movie this week because we finished
No. In fact, I've only watched one movie since we finished The Wheel.
Really? It's been 2 weeks since we finished. For the listeners, it's only been a week since the last episode, but for us, it's been 2 weeks. So what movie have you watched?
I finally watched the original Producers.
Ah, that's a good one.
It would have been on my list. You know, I always thought like it was a very heavy musical, like songs left and right in it.
Well, the original's not a musical.
No, and that always scared me away from it. But I guess I saw like a trailer or something pop up somewhere for it. I don't know. I don't know how I bumped into a trailer from the '60s, but I watched it and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to watch The Producers. It might have been like on a Reddit thread or something.
Oh, I don't even know how many movies I've watched since we finished The Wheel. I guess I can tell you. I've Letterboxd. So you've only watched one?
I've only watched one movie.
I've
been watching a lot of TV.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've watched 15 movies since the end of the last Wheel. Or the end of this Wheel.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the best one?
Well, probably Gladiator.
First one, or are you putting Gladiator? Are you Gladiator 2 up there?
Gladiator 2 is up there, but it's not as good as the first one. Because I watched the first one right before I went to see the second.
See, my issue with the second one is there would have never been sharks in the Coliseum. I need historical accuracy.
I watched some pretty good movies since we finished this Wheel. Some pretty good ones, I must say.
Now I want to know what the worst ones were.
All right. You want me to just... Okay, here's a fun game to get us going. I'm going to read you all the movies I've watched. And I want you to tell me where you think. Tell me if you think I'm going to say if it was good or bad.
All right.
Okay. Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
I don't know your Marvel taste, but I'm going to assume you think that's good.
You would be correct. The Substance.
I think our tastes, for the most part, are similar, so I'm going to think that you think that's good.
Once again, correct. The Killer's Game.
I don't know this one, so I'm going to assume you think it's bad.
You are correct. You know I like Gladiator. You know I like Gladiator 2. So, here's one. This one's going to throw you for a loop. Hot Frosty.
Hot Frosty. This is that thing where Frosty is sexy on Netflix, isn't it?
Yes.
I think you liked it.
You would be correct. I didn't dislike it.
It's one of those movies that keeps surprising people from what I've seen, so... Do I need to watch Hot Frosty?
It's not terrible. It's pretty funny. Craig Robinson and the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the little guy, they're like cops in it. They're funny. They're pretty good. I do think
Craig Robinson needs more work.
Yeah, I do think this is... I do think, because in the thing, he's like a hot snowman that turns into a hot man. Like this, when he's a snowman, like someone made like a snowman with abs or whatever. I think this movie would have been better if he was a regular snowman who turned into Jack Black.
I'm a little, I think it's fine the way it is. Not having seen it, I don't think it needs Jack Black. I don't think we need to put Jack Black in everything.
As someone who's seen it, could have used some Jack Black.
All right, what's next?
Speaking of Jack Black, Dear Santa.
I'm gonna say you didn't like it.
That would be correct.
I read a woke review on that one. I was looking up reviews, and for some reason, one of the top reviews that popped up on Google was,
"Is it woke?"
A website that tells you if it's woke or based, and has like a woke based spectrum.
Did it say what it was? Is Dear Santa woke?
I think Dear Santa is woke.
Oh God. Okay, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, if you don't like it, the show's over.
You are correct. Okay, here. This one I think you'll be stumped by. Notting Hill.
Notting Hill. Yeah, this is probably the hardest one. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you didn't like it.
You, sir, are incorrect.
What is this, like Shakespeare in Love?
No, Julia Roberts is like a famous actress, and Hugh Grant just is a nobody who runs a travel bookshop, and they fall in love.
Well, see, now if I had the synopsis, if I had that little log line right there, I would have guessed you liked it.
Okay.
You do seem to like the rom-coms.
I don't mind them. I enjoy a decent rom-com. They're nice.
I thought it was more of a period piece.
Oh, no, okay. Red One.
Oh, you hated it.
I didn't hate it, but I sure as hell didn't. I sure as hell didn't like it.
No,
I didn't like it.
So when Moana 2 broke all these records last week, I was reading an article, and it was an article of like all the records that had broken. And one of the records was that this was the first time in December that the same star had 2 number ones in the same month. And it was The Rock with Moana 2, or not December but November, with Moana 2 and then Big Red One.
He does not have 2 number ones. He has 1 number one and a big flop.
2 number ones. It was apparently number 1 at the box office.
No. When I saw it, they started playing Moana by accident at first.
Really?
Yeah. But anyway, no, Red One is not good.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you. How much was that? $200 million to make that movie?
I think 250.
Christ.
It looks so awful. Every scene is a green screen, and not a good green screen, a bad green screen.
Now I kind of want to watch it. I kind of want to watch it just as a bad movie.
The concept is decent because it's kind of just like Men in Black, but with not, instead of aliens, it's like legendary, like mythical figures, like Santa or like Headless Horseman or those kinds of things. It's not, but it's so bad.
You know what? We have Elf to thank for all these for the last 20 years of bad Christmas movies. We have Elf to thank.
Yeah, but
because Elf is good. That's the problem, is that Elf. There are a few stories that go around about like Will Ferrell being really antsy about Elf because he thought it was going to be really bad, and it turned out to be really good. And now it's like a modern classic, right?
Yeah.
So since then, every Tom, Dick, and Harry's been chasing that. So they have a movie that is guaranteed to play at the end of the year, and they've all been bad. I mean, Vince Vaughn tried. How many terrible Christmas movies has Vince Vaughn been in?
At least 2.
There's 4 Christmases. There's Fred Claus. He was in another one. I'm blanking on the name of it, but he tried. He tried so hard. He was in another one. He tried so hard. And now every year we're treated to terrible Christmas movies because everyone wants to make their Elf.
I don't know. The pisses me off about Red One is that like it could have been good because it's a decent concept. And J.K. Simmons as like a roided out Santa is good.
What's the concept? That Santa gets shot down and they have to go rescue him?
No, he gets kidnapped by a Christmas witch.
I was just like, South Park kind of did this, didn't they? Like Santa got shot down and like they had to go save him from Iraq.
But like, because they have this whole like world where it's like they have this secret organization that like protects like mythical figures.
Okay.
Like the North Pole is like hidden in like a Wakanda like invisible dome.
The comparison to Wakanda.
well, that's how they do it, right? Like you don't have like Black Panther, like it's like like Wakanda's like hidden because there's like it's just like the wilderness, but you go in, it's like that's how the North Pole is. And the Rock is like his head of security. He's got a little gauntlet that makes him turn into like a tiny Ant-Man type guy. So like there's decent ideas in there, but then it's just a shitty movie with terrible effects. And Chris Evans just standing there going, "What the hell?"
Yeah, has Chris Evans done anything since handing off his shield?
Knives Out.
Yeah. That was it, wasn't it?
He did Knives Out, and now he exclusively makes Lucas Lee pictures. All right, continue on. So far you've been mostly correct. You only got one wrong.
What's left?
While you were sleeping.
While you were sleeping. I'm gonna guess you hated it.
Incorrect.
Which one is this?
It's with Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
It's a rom-com.
Oh, I should have known.
She pretends to be some guy gets into a coma and she pretends to be his fiance and she falls in love with his brother.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, good movie though because it's Sandra Bullock, so it's quite believable.
Sounds very problematic.
Well, no,
The man's in a coma.
Well, he falls. She works as like a subway person, right? Like taking the tokens, and he falls on the tracks, and he's in a coma. She saves his life. She rushes him to the hospital, and like they won't let her see him to see how he's doing. So she's just like, "I'm the fiance," and then his family comes and like, "Oh," and they believe that she's his fiance, and they all love her because she's Sandra Bullock.
Does he eventually wake up and say, "I don't know this woman, get away from me"?
He does, and then they're like, "Oh my God, he's got amnesia."
The poor fucking bastard.
Yeah, it's
He
one of
didn't
those,
ask for any of that.
It's one of those things that the premise is like ridiculous, but it's quite believable because it's Sandra Bullock. Of course, everybody.
I
Loves
don't know. There was another movie with something like that where a character forgot. I think it was Rachel McAdams forgot that she was engaged to Channing Tatum. Like she had something had happened to her head.
Oh my God, I've seen this movie.
And she came out of it and she was like, "We're engaged? No,
Yes.
I would never."
I've
And I'm
seen
like,
this movie.
"Motherfucker, that is Channing fucking Tatum. You're telling me you wouldn't be like, oh, yeah.
I've seen this movie.
I saw it in theaters and it pissed me off. Like, that is the
Really?
most pissed off I've been in a theater. There's that, and then there's Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Oh,
You know the part.
I've never seen any of the Twilight movies. I saw this movie once because an old girlfriend we were long distance. So he's like, let's watch this movie. We'll watch it at the same time and we can text each other. So I watched this movie. I remember this. I completely forgot this existed until you just brought it up.
It pissed me off.
No, but this movie's good because Sandra Bullock is quite likable.
I'm not engaged to Channing Tatum.
I think
Have
this. You know what? I think this works because this guy's whole family just looks at Sandra Bullock and is like, oh, you're so great. We're so happy that you've engaged to our son. Which
Our Bobby finally found somebody.
Who wouldn't be? Anyway, okay. Okay. You got 2 wrong so far. 4 left.
4 left. Okay.
About a Boy.
It sounds rom-com-y. I'm gonna say you liked it.
It is not a rom-com, but you are correct. I did like it.
I'm just winging it here now.
Daddy's Home.
I hope you hated it.
I didn't hate it.
No. I immediately want to take that back because that series was okay with the first one and then it got rough at the second one, if I remember correctly. Is the second one where they added Mel Gibson?
The second one is the one when they added Mel Gibson. The second one's a Christmas movie, so I'm gonna have to watch that now.
Oh shit, it is.
Yeah, it's Christmas time. In fact, I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
Watch Deck the Halls right after. The Matthew Broderick,
Danny DeVito.
classic. It's a classic. It's a classic. It's bad, but it's so good.
Drive Away Dolls.
Is this a reunion of the Coen brothers, or is this still a single Coen brother?
Single Coen brother.
I think you liked it.
I did like it.
Okay.
And finally,
I'm bouncing back here at the end.
Finally, Juror number 2.
Is this streaming already?
It's on digital. It's not streaming for free yet. I mean, it is. I think if you have methods.
Let's see. Potentially last film from the wonderful, wonderful old man whose name I'm forgetting at the moment, Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
See how I was buying myself time there? I think you liked it.
I did.
The things I've heard is that, like, it starts well, and it was kind of the way I've heard people talk about it is how I felt watching Trap. So, yeah,
it's better than Trap.
Oh, really? Okay, now I'm back in.
I like Trap, but it's better than Trap. It's the kind of movie that it's the kind of movie that in 1984 would be nominated for 8 Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a drama.
Maybe it'll get some noms. The noms haven't come out yet for the Oscars. We'll see.
It's also the type of movie that would be a big box office success in the 80s or 90s. But in 2020,
back when studios had balls.
Back before studios didn't have David Zaslav.
I know we have to get to our top wheel list movies here, but man, it's just studios bug the shit out of me because their whole purpose is the distribution. When you don't distribute, like, what are you doing? Like, that's what you do.
Oh, they're
It's
so
just
bad. Even the ones
it,
that are like at least distributing movies, like, are not good at it. Like A24 is not good at distributing their movies.
well, it's just like with finding new talent, be it actors, writers, whatever. Like the mandates of like, oh, we need people who have like a following already. It's like, no, that's like you guys are star makers. You make the people the stars because you have the networks to do so.
Yeah.
It's just it drives me crazy. It's like that's where everything fucked up is because you think everyone already has to have created their own following before no, you create the following. You create it. You want the people to come in with the following and then
It's like
so then what are you doing? What are you doing?
it's like if you want to make a star, make Twisters. And
Right.
they did, right? Make Hitman. Although they didn't make Hitman. They gave it to Netflix. You fuckers.
I look at everything. I look at just the bottlenecks everywhere and the you know, like just everything's sucking right now. And I'm like, how are we not seeing that the issue is that the things that got eyeballs on people aren't being those things anymore. They're making the people go out and get the eyeballs and then
And this is
they're latching on. It's like, what the fuck do you it's just like studio.
this is
Like-
my problem too. Is everybody says, you got these. I'm gonna use this word. It's gonna be separate. You got these fucking normies, right? Who are like, oh, the Oscars. The Oscars never nominate movies that people actually see anymore. Well, that's because they're fucking not letting you see these movies. Like they're not distributing them.
Man, I'd watch the Oscars if fucking
Yeah, I'd watch
Top Gun were nominated or yeah, those movies were nominated. You didn't
Yeah.
fucking watch it either way. Shut
No,
the fuck up. It's just it's the fucking same people who are like, I wish they would have taught finance in high school.
Yeah,
No,
no,
you fucking don't, because you
but
wouldn't have
it's like-
fucking learned.
It's like they're like, oh, everybody's, like I'm sure, like like a movie like Juror Number 2 would have like been like one of the top box office hits of 1996, and people, if it's gonna get nominated for any of the Oscars, people are like, what the hell is it? Like they're nominating movies I've never heard of. When are they gonna nominate things people watch? Well, the reason that they're nominating movies you haven't watched is because the studios don't put these in theaters that let you watch it. They put it in like 6 theaters for a month, and that's it. And you go, I've never heard of this movie. Of course you haven't.
Because they fucking limited the run. And like perfect example, you said you saw The Substance. I'm in fucking middle America, and if I wanted to go see The Substance back in September or October, I only had one theater that I could go to see it that only had like 3 showings. 2 of them
Yeah.
being during the fucking day.
I want to see Conclave, and it played in my theater for 2 weeks, and then it was gone.
And now, my theaters right now, it's nothing but Moana, Wicked, and fucking Gladiator.
Yeah.
That's it. And
There's
then maybe like one throwback that they do every week.
there's a movie, there's a Jude Law movie that's supposed to be out this week. It's like a 70s cop thriller, like a true story 70s cop thriller about like him taking down like some neo-Nazis. And he's got
Sounds
like
awesome.
he's got like a sick ass Gene Hackman mustache. I'm like, I want to watch that, and it's got good reviews, and it's not playing anywhere. And I live near a big city too, and it's not even playing there. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I joke that I'm living in mid-America, but I also I live near a bigger city, like not
Yeah.
the biggest, but it's big.
Yeah, like
And if it's a movie like that, I have to go out of my way to find it.
yeah, like usually with
If
me,
it's
like
even here.
like the theater near me, like usually does get some of it because it's like a smaller chain, so sometimes it does get like these limited release movies. But a lot of the time, my only option is to fucking drive downtown to the city, But like even then, some of these movies are like, nope, not even that. You're not even getting that. And I'm like, what are you doing? I want to see mustached Jude Law take down neo-Nazis.
Let's see. This was who? Let's see what. Okay, so this was Amazon MGM Studios, and fucking Amazon, like they've been good about putting their shit in theaters, but yeah, this is another example of like, why is this so small? Why
Yeah.
is this run so fucking small? This looks like something that we would love in the fucking Midwest.
Yeah.
Like it's got people with guns on it. One of them's got an American flag behind them. You telling me there's not a few yeehaw motherfuckers out here that don't see that and are like, I need to go see that movie?
like this is the type of movie that like 20 years ago would be at like, in the 90s, this would be like top of the box office. In the 2000s, it would, be top of the, it'd be like a smash hit. And now it's like, well, we'll release it in 2 theaters. You'll be lucky if you catch it. And then, it's like it gets good reviews and people hear about these movies and they're like, stop talking about these pretentious movies that no one's ever seen. I'm like, this is like, what are you, like, this is a cop thriller starring Jude Law. It's like, you just think it's pretentious because you've never heard of it. You've never heard of it because the studio refused to let you watch it.
Yeah, that tact of people calling shit pretentious just because they haven't seen it. I don't know. People are just so fucking weird, man. It's just like this. It's video games where people are like, games aren't good anymore. It's like, well, if you pulled your head out of Call of Duty's ass and like hopped on Steam, maybe you could see all the cool shit coming out.
Yeah, but it's like the substance is a very cheesy, like, it's very B movie like. It's got very B movie like elements. It's very over the top.
Right? Just
It's
based on watching trailers, it feels like it would have been like, it could have came out like a few weeks after The Fly.
Yeah, like it's very heavily stylized. It's very like over the top. Dennis Quaid does some incredible cocaine acting. It's the furthest thing from pretentious. It's like a crowd pleasing like body horror comedy. But like, and like, you know what? I think it's by Mubi, and I'm sure they did their best. And they are a streaming service. But like, people will be like, "Oh, The Substance." The film people will rave about it, and then the normies will be like, "What's this pretentious Demi Moore movie people are talking about? We've never heard of." Well, you haven't heard of it because you weren't allowed to see it because it wasn't in your theater, and that's not that's the studio's fault.
There's a distribution issue. They're not putting the shit out. I would say that, like, I know we're getting ready to do our list here, and all these movies aren't in 2024, but I would say this is a down year for movies. Not even because, like, a lot of people will be like, well, yeah, box office is down year over year this year. I'm not even talking that. I'm just talking in general. Like, movies seem to be down. Like, if I were going to crown like not a platform, but like a medium, I'd say like this was like a fucking bonkers year for music when everyone else was like shitting the bed. I look back at 2023 and like the movies were okay, but like 2023 I think will go as like one of those years that gaming really like wore the crown. And I look at movies, I can't think of the last year when movies were like fucking bananas. I mean everyone always goes back to 99, but I think there's some years. There's a year in the 2010s, but
here's my thing.
The distribution is crazy. Just like,
here's my thing.
Music and gaming seem to have it down, like distribution down to where like you can find it. Like you can always find it.
Yeah,
but movies seem to have this thing where like, if it's not streaming, good fucking luck, buddy.
Yeah, and like overall, like the quality of movies, of like all the movies, there's great movies all the time. Like the quality of movies is terrific. But like, where are they all? I don't fucking know. And I guess the studio doesn't either.
It's the fucking distribution. They're all over the place. You got to go fucking hunt them down. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Fucking Zaslav.
There's another movie I want to watch. Sing Sing, and it was
good fucking luck, dude.
It was in theaters in like July for like 2 weeks. Still hasn't been released digitally. Still not on any streaming service. So like, I just can't watch this movie that is reviewed very well, and people are saying Coleman Domingo should be nominated for an Oscar for it. I'm like, I'd like to see this, but they're just not letting me because it's just not available anywhere. What kind of business are you running? It's been 6 months.
I have also heard about this one.
Yeah.
Not a chance it comes to St. Louis.
Yeah. This movie came out in the summer. Like it came out already for however, short the theatrical run was, but it came out and it's like 6 months. It's like 6 months later. No video release, no digital release, no streaming. So it's like, okay, I guess you just don't want anyone to ever see this movie.
How on A24 of them, man, this is bumming me out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, when the Oscars are about to air, I'm always like, I at least want to see like half of the best pictures.
I always try to see, I always try to see as many as the best pictures as I can.
And it's tough. Like, yeah, AMC will sometimes be cool and be like, hey, pay us and you can come in and watch all 10. And that's cool. But there should be more than just that.
Yeah. There's so many movies. There's an animated movie I want to see too that's like not playing anywhere.
So when folks bitch about it's a two-way street. When folks bitch about the stuff they're watching not being on the Oscars, I get that because the distribution is shitty and you're not able to see it. But on that same side, when like the studios are like, well, the viewership for the Oscars isn't where we want it. Like, well, yeah, that's a fucking you problem, bro.
Yeah. But like more people, like this amount of people that used to watch, like that's never coming back. But more people would watch if they could see more of these movies, which you're not letting them.
To quote a movie that I wasn't a big fan of on this wheel, if you build it, they will come.
No, you liked that movie, I thought. You gave it like a 4.
I liked it, yeah. But it's not my favorite.
No, but you said, oh, I'm not a big fan of, like you didn't like it.
I will eat my words, sir.
When I hear someone say, oh, I'm not a big fan, to me that means they didn't like it.
I liked it, but also like I still come away from it learning that I should capitalize on my relationships.
I think the more appropriate quote for this distribution thing is, I don't like air that I can't see.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
Put out the order. I want to see the order. I want to see Sing. I want to see Sing. Put it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hey, the order is showing in a theater near me.
Oh, lucky you, man.
6:55 p.m. or 9:50 p.m. What ass showings, man.
Yeah.
Ass.
At least you got something.
And let's see, what's this other one? 10:40, 1:40, 4:40, or 7:40. How long is this movie? See, it's so fresh that it can't even give me the runtime.
Order. According to Wikipedia, it is 116 minutes, so just under 2 hours.
I might, because I'm gonna be playing hooky this week, so I might swing out and see this.
Yeah.
This looks really good.
Yeah, lucky you.
Okay, here, let me tell you what's playing in my local theater. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Here, I'll tell you what's playing in mine.
I'll pull up Monday since.
I will also pull up Monday.
Monday, December 9th. Moana 2. There's like 10 showings. Wicked. It's like 13 showings. Marcus Mystery Movie. God damn it. You just show up and you watch a mystery movie. I don't like that. But it's 2 hours long. My Neighbor Totoro. It's part of Studio Ghibli Fest. The Return. Never heard of it. Get Away. Comedy horror movie. Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. Elf. Candy Cane Lane. It's a Wonderful Life. The Order. Solo Leveling Reawakening dubbed. Solo Level Reawakening subtitled. Flow. Telvisa. Pushpa 2. The Rule. Werewolves. Y2K, which I'm hearing bad things about. For King and Countries, A Drummer Boy Christmas Live. Bone Heifer. Pastor, Spy, Assassin. There's 5 showings of Gladiator 2. 4 showings of Red 1. Best Christmas Pageant Ever. Smile 2.
Oh, Smile 2 is still in the... Okay, here. There's 2 theaters near me. I'll tell you what's playing at both of them. Moana 2. I got 1, 2, 3. It's like 8 showings of Moana 2. Red 1. Wicked. Venom: The Last Dance.
Jeez.
Gladiator 2. Werewolves. That's at the smaller theater. The bigger theater near me, we got Moana 2 with like 10 showings. No, 13 showings. Wicked with 9 showings. Gladiator 2. Trailer Park Boys presents Standing on the Shoulders of Kitties. Solo Leveling Reawakening. Solo Leveling Reawakening Japanese with English subtitles. Red 1. The Last Dance Cantonese with subtitles. Love Lies Cantonese with Chinese subtitles. And Her Story Mandarin with Chinese and English subtitles.
Theaters are weird right now.
Yeah.
Like these theaters don't have enough to put up, so they're having to like go to these weird places they haven't gone before. Like 10 years ago, you would not have had enough space to run
3
Solo Leveling subtitled and dubbed in 2 separate theaters.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just distribute your movies, please. That's what we're
Get
saying.
fucking movies out. What the fuck else are you doing?
I would like to see
making
Jude
money?
Law take down neo-Nazis while he looks like Gene Hackman.
I can FaceTime you when I go to see this if you want me to.
Don't be that guy.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be the only one in the. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be the only one in the theater.
Oh, probably.
Let's be honest. You
Let's,
want to get to these?
yeah,
You want to get to these wheel lists?
we've dilly dallied enough. Although we got nothing else to talk about. So
Really? Yeah, we've got nothing. So we finished the first wheel. For those who don't know,
18
we went through
movies
18
down.
18 movies down. About how many more movies? 100 million thousand
Oh, so
in
many bad
existence.
movies, and they're still making more.
They never stop. They're
Yeah.
making less, but they still never stop. So we wanted to rank all 18 movies. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to start at 18. I'll name my 18th. If Matt has it higher, then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about a movie once we get to it, wherever it's highest on someone's list.
Yeah.
And it'll be quick little back and forth. We won't. This won't be an hour per movie type thing, or it could be. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope not, because we're already at like 35 minutes.
Oof.
Well, it'll be
30
30 minutes when I delete all the silences.
Yes. So I'll go first. And at 18, I have the wonderful picture known as Ambulance.
Okay. Well, I have that higher.
All right. So I will save my hate for when we get to your ranking of Ambulance.
All right. My 18, It Follows.
I have that a little higher, so you're gonna have to hold off there, fellow. You're gonna have to follow my lead here.
Okay. Well.
I have a feeling we're gonna have the same movie at 17.
Oh, well, let's find out.
My number 17 is Con Air.
Oh no.
No, you have Con
No.
Air higher.
I have Con Air just a smidgen higher. My 17 is Men.
Okay, so my 16 is Men. So let's talk about Men.
Okay. Oh, too many births.
I just really, we are coming off of Civil War. I like Alex Garland. I like The Beach. I like things about Annihilation. I'm sure if I watched Annihilation now, I'd hate it even more than I originally did. But yeah, I remember people hating on this movie when it came out. And I was like, I feel like people are just too sensitive. It's a tough subject. And then you watch it and you're like, oh, I see why everyone hated this.
Yeah. And honestly, I have this ranked really low. Like, It Follows is my last because I hated it. I didn't hate Men. Like, hate is a strong word, but this is a movie that I'm never gonna watch again, and I'm gonna forget about, other than the births, because it's just it's really nothing. There's just nothing there.
Well, and it's sad because the acting is really good in it.
Yeah, the acting is really good, and there's some good like sequences in it. Like, if you just take those on their own, there's good stuff in it. And I said this when we talked about it. I was never bored, but it's just nothing.
Well, it was one of those movies where it was like, we know what you're saying, movie, but you're just saying it and like
Over and over again.
Yeah, you're just beating it. And maybe again, maybe that's the point that he's trying to make with like the cycles of, violent men and gaslighting and all that stuff. But at the same time, I don't need to see Rory come out of another Rory
Yeah.
a million times.
Yeah, like do something different, And again, like there's some good stuff in that, and it's just like do something more with the little village. Do something more than just men birthing men.
I ranked it a little higher just because I liked the through line of like having strong women relationships and that friendship they show at the end when her friend is there for her. Yeah, I liked that portion of it. But yeah, sorry, Alex, you didn't hit. Thank goodness Civil War kind of bounced you back.
Yeah. So my 16 is Con Air, so we can talk about Con Air.
Oh man, Steve Buscemi, if you're listening, please close your ears. Close your ears.
The only reason I put Con Air above Men is because I'm never going to watch either of them again. But if I was ever surfing the channels and Con Air was on and it was like the last 20 minutes, I'd probably watch.
Right, there's just this something about Cage, like he's being Forrest Gump in this movie, but he's being a big goofball.
Well, it's because he's got nothing to do. He's got nothing to do. You can't make an action movie where your hero has nothing to do. He's just standing around most of the time, playing.
No, he's got stuff to do. He's teaching people that's not how you talk to women. That's not how you do it.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Put the bunny back in the box. And I just think of that fight in the underpassage of the plane and how
Oh,
goofy that looked. The choreography was just all
so
over the
bad,
place.
so bad. It's so
Great
bad.
great concept, just done
I
terribly.
know. Like immediately, you just kill off everybody you're gonna kill. So now I know no one's gonna die except maybe some bad guys. But then he doesn't do anything on the plane.
And then they use a dummy as Dave Chappelle to land on that car instead of the actual Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, which would have
Like,
saved a lot of people a lot of time.
took me out of it, man. Well, I don't think we would have gotten Killing Me Softly. Like, Dave had some good years. Let's not kill Dave until about a few years after his good years. I don't want to kill Dave Chappelle. Please don't put me on a list. Whoever's listening, whichever one of my FBI agents is listening. And it's just one of those weird movies where there's a good guy in the wrong place
It's such a
defending his
good.
girl.
It's such a good concept too. And it's just they don't do anything with it. It's one of those times you're like, oh, this will be great, and then just you keep thinking to yourself, I should have watched Air Force One instead. That's a good
and then
plane movie.
Cusack is there, and like, I don't know. I he's like the cool and collected guy,
And it's just
but I don't like cool and collected Cusack. I like him when he's more hectic.
I don't. And Steve Buscemi, what a waste of Steve Buscemi. He's just there because they got nothing to do. We need
He's
something.
there.
He's there because they need.
They're-
He's there because they need that one scene of tension, and then other than that scene, he doesn't do anything else.
Like,
So
oh
he's
my
just-
god, he's gonna eat that little girl. He's gonna eat that little girl, and then he just fucking leaves.
Just waste of Steve Buscemi, waste of Ving Rhames.
Yeah, Bing doesn't do anything either. God damn it.
A waste of John Cusack. Honestly, a waste of Nick Cage.
It was pretty cool that they blew up that car, though. The way they
Yeah.
pulled it apart and blew it up and all that stuff.
Yeah, like I said, if I
I
was
did like that.
I was flipping through the channels and like it was during the last 20 minutes, I'd watch probably. It's a good last 20 minutes because it's the only time in the movie anything happens. If I didn't have to watch the other like the hour and 40 minutes that leads up to it, I'd be like, okay, I'll
You
watch.
can completely skip everything on the plane and just watch them riding the motorcycles through
Yeah.
Vegas.
You can just watch them crash the plane into the casino.
Yeah, and then you've seen the best parts of the movie.
Yeah.
I think we're on the 15 now.
Well, what's your 16?
My 16 was Men.
Oh, okay, then yeah, we're on to 15 now.
15. My 15 is It Follows,
Oh,
which
okay.
really
Yeah.
really hurts me because I was hyping this movie up going into it.
Everybody I've ever heard talk about this movie hyped it up, and it was just a big steaming pile of shit. And I will take that to my grave. People will be mad at me. They'll be like, "Oh no, it's a classic. It's so good." And I will tell you people, I think you should watch it again and reevaluate because nothing happens in that movie that's interesting.
It's elevated horror.
Yeah.
It's elevated horror. No, so I've been thinking about it since we recorded that episode, and I saw it in my early 20s, and it's a movie about people in their early 20s thinking the world of themselves. So maybe that had something to do with my original reading on it. But now I watch it and I'm like, these people are boring. Like they're just sitting around waiting to die. Like what the fuck?
They're not doing anything. Like it's the same. It's okay. Let's go to a location, do nothing, as if a person because the thing's following you and it's gonna come to get you eventually. So you're just gonna go to the beach and chill like you fucking idiot, and then the thing comes and they run around and they go to another location and then you do the same thing again for an hour and I don't know. It felt like 8 hours, but I think it's only an hour and a half.
Well, it's just and watching it this time, the rules are very messy. So it can't break through if you have it sealed, but it can climb up on your roof. Like what are these monsters' abilities? I get it. We're focused. It's a movie about death. It comes for us all. But I mean, Final Destination's had been doing that 10 plus years before this movie came out and had been doing it better.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest.
And it's like, again, I said this, a thing that just slowly walks toward you that you can never outrun is terrifying. You don't have to have it do other things. When it does other things, then you're just Paranormal Activity and not a very good version of Paranormal Activity, right? Like you've ruined the one thing that you have going for you. So now you're just any other crappy mid 2000s horror movie.
Yeah, the scene this time around, the scene at the pool where it starts throwing the toasters and everything in the pool. I started laughing because I was like, "This is fucking stupid."
Yeah, it's like, and I think, you know, like I'm thinking, okay, a thing that you can't outrun. It just slowly walks towards you. You can't outrun. And I just think I should just, you know, just watch Halloween.
Yeah, just watch Halloween.
Yeah.
Watch any of those old slashers where, yeah, as soon as it starts, it
It's
really hurts me how
it's
much I
so
hate this
dumb.
movie now.
And I think I think of Smile, right? And like how that concept is just the thing smiles at you, right? And it's just creepy people smiling at you the whole time. I'm like, imagine if they started doing other things, like other types of haunting. Like, what's
Right.
the point?
If Smile started fucking with you, because what Smile does really well is that it's like, oh hey, this thing, it will fuck with you at any point that it wants. Like it doesn't matter. It will find a way to fuck with you. And I think a lot of people complain that movie, the best scare in that movie was spoiled. You know, do you know what I'm talking about? The head spin.
Yeah, in the car.
A lot of people complain about that, but I thought it was really smart on the marketing side because it's like, no, this thing can do whatever the fuck it wants with you because it's basically just fucking with you until it decides to kill you.
Yeah, and it's like if you're gonna have a monster with a thing, keep it to its thing. Like,
yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just like yelling at the screen. Why is it doing this? Why? And I know we've always like been the champion of, well, you know, just let it be a movie. But like a movie has to follow its own rules.
The movie also it gives us vague character stuff with I think Jay was her name.
Yeah.
Who's it look like? And she didn't want to tell her sister that it looked like their dead dad. And it's like, yeah, that's the most interesting thing going on right now. Like, explore that more, please. And it has that stuff in the background, but I kind of want more of it up front.
Maybe if the characters were more interesting, I wouldn't have been as focused on like this monster, like they're breaking all their own rules for no reason. Because like what else am I going to focus on? Like she's blank. She's a blank page. She's not a character. None of the other ones are characters. Her sister and her friend with glasses are barely props. So of course, if there's no interesting characters that I can attach to or you know be invested in, of course then all I'm going to focus on is like the rules of the horror monster. And when there's no consistency in that, I'm just going to be annoyed. It's just annoying. It's an annoying movie to watch, and I was pissed off the whole time. You
were like, I can't believe Nick likes this shit.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe anyone likes this, and it's so much more frustrating because like the first like the opening like 3 minutes or however long that opening sequence is was a really good sequence. I'm like, okay, I'm down with this, and it just goes downhill from there. It's a steady downward decline.
And you referred to the character as girl with glasses. She's actually a girl with shell phone that reads the poetry to everybody. Get the fucking name right.
That's how boring. That's how blank of that's how nothing of a character she is. I couldn't even remember her stupid shell phone.
When the movie it does the whole aesthetic of like you don't know when this is set. It could be the future. It could not be. Whoa, because you know it's a timely topic. What? And you're just like, no, stop. And then you get the girl reading a poem to you very nasally for 5 minutes.
And like, the thing about that too is like if you're gonna be vague about your time period, like be vague about it. Once you show me that there's a cell phone, I'm like, okay. Right? Like just be vague about it. Like don't like the first scene a girl has a cell phone and no one else has a cell phone in this movie. And then this girl has a Shell fucking e-reader and it's like what are you doing? Like if you're gonna be vague about your time period, just be vague about it. Like once you show a specific thing that can only be from a specific time period and then it's gone, all you've done is piss me off.
I almost feel like this could have been this was your bottom. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna let you go off, King. I'm gonna let you go off.
This was my bottom. It was absolutely. This is my 18 and everybody was like, oh, it's so good, and it's got great reviews, and everybody loves it, and they're like, oh, you're gonna love this. I'm like, fuck you. I implore everybody who's mad at me for disliking this movie, watch it again. It sucks.
I'm just so disappointed because I spent the whole fucking wheel hyping it up, hyping myself up, and here we are, bottom of your list, close to the bottom of mine.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little less concerned about there being a sequel because now I'm like, okay, maybe the sequel will do better.
What are we at? Number 15?
Yeah. What's your 15?
A Quiet Place.
I've got it just a little higher.
I'm at the point. I'm at the point on my list where basically everything from this point on I don't dislike. It's just everything of this one is like at least I think a 3-star I gave, but Quiet Place was just a little bit more mid than the other ones.
So let's hit 14 then. My 14 was Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Oh, that's my 14 as well.
That was one of our first movies.
It was our
One of our
second
earliest
movie. It was
movies.
our second movie.
And it was streaming too. No, wait, I had to buy this shit. Never mind. This is B filming Glorious Bastards is what I was thinking when I was watching this.
That's a good,
Again,
it's a good description. Yeah,
we said it
not terrible.
said it in the episode. Everything on the boat or with the ungentlemanly guys
is great.
was
Great
great.
fun. The lads.
Everything away from it is just boring. It just detracts from it. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't want to go I don't want to go undercover. I don't care
And
to
I
go
would-
undercover.
I wouldn't even say that stuff is boring, but it's so much less interesting than the lads. Like once you show me Henry Cavill and Alan Ritchson like killing Nazis and goofing off while they're doing it, you can't show me anything else for the rest of this movie. But that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, because you have that great opening scene on the boat where they get boarded, and they're getting ready to get taken, and they've like it's tense. The whole fucking scene is tense, and they're pretending to be Swedish at that point, right?
Yeah, Swedish fishermen.
And they're hamming it like fucking.
Yeah, they're hamming it up.
I forget his name. Main one, The Witcher.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill's just fucking hamming it up.
Yeah, he's got a great little beard and a handlebar mustache. It's great. And then there's that great scene where they rescue the other guy and Henry Cavill finally gets the coat that he wanted, and like they walk into the Nazi office and like the Nazis are telling jokes to each other, and he joins in on laughing before immediately gunning them all down. He's just having a good old time. And then like you can't show me anything else after you show me that, but they do.
There's
So,
a scene where someone throws like a dynamite or TNT into like one of their meeting rooms, and they just like look down at it.
yeah, fucking
It's just-
Alan Ritchson like kills 2 Nazis with 1 bow and arrow shot. Like he skewers them. Like that's great.
Oh, he was a fucking menace in that fucking island rescue.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. I'm very excited for Reacher season 3. They got a bigger man to pit him against.
Bigger is better.
Yeah,
Reacher.
there's an even larger man now, so that's what he's got to put up. But no, like it's fun, and like maybe on its own the undercover stuff would be interesting, but like once you show me the lads having a ball, like that's what you have to show me for an hour and 45 minutes.
It just feels like half a movie.
It's two halves of 2 different movies.
Yeah, just keep it with the boys.
Yeah,
keep it with the lads.
Yeah.
Because if you think Inglourious Bastards is the same thing, it's the lads and then the secret undercover theater people, right?
Yeah, but I think the secret undercover theater people are still they're still the lads.
Right.
So it doesn't feel like you're away from the lads.
But the two arcs are still interesting in Inglourious Bastards. Whereas with this, there's the one arc that is like the A game where you're like, hell yeah. And then there's the other arc where it's like, oh, this again. I'm going to go get a snack in the other room real quick.
And again, like we said, like that guy, I forget his name. The black guy, he's a cool guy. He's a cool character, right? And Isaac Gonzalez is great, but it's like, it's like more of that than like with Inglourious Bastards, you're always with the bastards for most of it, right? Like when it goes up to the theater people, that's the subplot. And with this, it felt like the lads was the subplot.
The character you were referring to, that is the actor is Babs Alice Samokin.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
I tried.
Yeah. He was in Dune
Hey.
also.
By the way, Rory Kinnear also in this movie.
Was he?
He was Churchill. This is
Oh, that's right.
This was a so Churchill too.
Oh man, Churchill
Man.
certainly was a man.
Rory, what a rough 2 years, man.
Oh, okay. What was your 13?
13 was A Quiet Place.
Okay.
So I going in, I knew these characters were stupid.
I didn't.
I knew it. I
didn't.
remembered that they were dumb. I was like, yeah, they do a lot of dumb stuff, but the set pieces are really cool.
I was not
I
prepared
still
for
like
this.
I like the movie's through line about grief and grief in a family, and how the things that families should say when they're grieving tend to go unsaid, and I think that's laced beautifully in this, even though the family is like some of the stupidest people you've ever met.
So dumb. So just a very obvious a writer wrote this movie. And obviously a writer writes every movie, but you never want to be watching a movie thinking, yep, there's the writer making things happen.
Yep, those fireworks going off.
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking there's two thoughts going through my head during this whole movie is, yeah, a writer certainly made this happen, or these people are the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen. I do not believe that with the way they're presented here, I don't believe they would have survived this long. But it's like you said, the set pieces are really good. I gotta give it up to Jim from The Office. He can put together a good tense set piece.
He hates that you're calling him that, by the way, and I love it.
Jim from The Office, if you're listening, you put together great set. You're very good at making tense set pieces. You should be proud.
Go easier on your showrunners, though. I will say I defended it when we did the episode of The Kid in the Back, and now that I've a parent that has now moved the couch 3 times because my kids were climbing on it to try and leap between. We have a gap between our new stairs.
Oh.
Like we have a landing, and I was like, nope, we're not doing this. Now that I've done that, and I realize how much work I put into like trying to keep my kids from dying. Yeah, don't have the kid in the back, you fucks.
Yeah. Just a stupid family full of idiots.
How they got this far, no idea.
Yeah.
What's your 13?
My 13 is Barbershop. I
have that one a little higher. Just a little higher.
Okay. What's your 12?
12 is Twisters.
Ooh, I have that just a little bit higher.
All right. What's your 12?
My 12 is Ricky Stenicki.
Wow, that is really low. I have that much higher.
Oh.
Are we on 11 now?
My 11 is Ambulance.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Rip into my beloved.
So I'm supposed to believe that Jake Gyllenhaal is this, renowned robber, and they've planned all this out, and they're going to rob this bank, and they're going to rob this bank, and everything's going to go smoothly. These bank robbers look like they've never fucking robbed a fucking candy shop. Like it's fucking amateur hour. Fucking.
Oh, and you're an expert on bank robberies now?
Things go tits up right away. Jake, I didn't believe the relationship between Jake Gyllenhaal and his brother. I'm forgetting the character's name. Let me pull it up.
Will.
Will. I didn't believe the relationship between Danny and Will at all. Danny's flying off the fucking rocker. That said, the 3 people in the ambulance, great actors. Yaha, Jake, and then I think Isa. Isa is the.
Is it Isa or Isa?
I think it's Isa. As the paramedic Cam. Like I liked that dynamic. I liked the concept. Didn't like the delivery. I like those chunky fucking. Hey, we're fucking. It's a fucking rat race through LA. We gotta get away from that. I love that shit. I love the movies from the early 2000s that did this shit. I couldn't get into this. Jake Gyllenhaal was just fucking.
Oh no, he's such great cocaine acting.
You know how people. What would be the opposite of chew? Like when they're like, oh, he was just eating the scenery or just chewing the scene. Like this motherfucker was like hawking down the scene, and it was grotesque.
No,
just fucking
fantastic,
slurping it down.
Fantastic cocaine acting. When he gets mad that she ruined his cashmere sweater, fantastic stuff. Fantastic cocaine acting. Okay, Michael Bay discovered drone shots. What?
To many dismay. To many a dismay.
No, this was wonderful. Thank God he discovered the drone. Okay, it's a GTA chase. It's wonderful. You got some. Okay, I love the cop. I love the bearded cop. Okay,
I will say Wale as Danny's assistant was great comic relief.
He's great in this. He paints the thing bright lime green, neon green, and they're still running
What is
through.
the 90s?
Oh, the shot when they're driving through the river and the helicopters right behind them. You know, they really did that for real.
I couldn't get into it.
Oh, listen, I'm telling you, this was the plane. This was the plane talking. You're gonna watch this one day on TBS or some shit, and you're gonna be like, you know, I was wrong about that movie.
Will's family should have left him years ago. Like, as soon as they saw that he was on that ambulance with Danny, they should have been like, "No, we're out, Will. We're out." Like, how was that a good? I digress. I yield my time on ambulance.
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm not saying it's not stupid, but it's a great stupid.
And you got all these FBI agents. Like, it's got your typical like FBI LAPD fighting for rank or fight.
Yeah, I didn't
pulling
like.
rank on
I
each
didn't
other.
like the FBI guy either, but I like the cop. He brought his dog, and that's fun.
Somebody take my dog home.
He was a fun character, you know. It's a funny movie. It's like some solid like banter. The cop has his banter with his like tech person. He's always eating
The tech person's giving him shit the entire time.
Yeah, like that's great. He's always eating Cheetos or something. Like just a fun dumb movie. I'm telling you, you're gonna catch us on TNT one day. You're gonna be scanning the channels because the ambulance is on TNT. You're gonna be waiting for the basketball game. You're gonna be like, okay. You're gonna be like, you know what? Matt was right.
You know, I completely forgot about Poppy and their ambush in the middle of the movie.
Oh,
That makes
yeah.
no sense. That makes no sense. You know what? Maybe if I do end up, I'll let you know if that happens with the TNT stuff. But
I'm telling you, one day it's gonna happen. This movie was affected. You know, you might not like it as much as me, but I guarantee you that you're gonna watch this on TV from the comfort of your home on a couch, lying down, eating some chips or whatever, and you'll be like, you know what? Pretty good.
I will hold my breath until that day. My number 11, Field of Dreams.
Oh, I have that a little bit higher.
My number 10 is Barbershop.
Ooh, okay.
Hey, really, I think the only thing that drags this movie down
the ATM
is the ATM and the waste of Anthony Anderson.
Yeah, I don't care for the ATM. I think I know you're like, 13 out of 18 seems low, but I will, like I did say, like pretty much 15, everything 15 and above on my list, I liked. But
Right.
We did a lot. We watched a lot of great movies this wheel. So it was good. I enjoyed it. I liked the characters. It wasn't like laugh out loud funny, but it was like it was a nice hang.
I like its focus on third place, and the life and death of third places. I think movies like this are going to be more important moving forward. I mean, we just had a 20-minute conversation about dying industries.
Yeah.
I think what's the popular third place book everybody quotes, the bowling alone or whatever it's called. I still need to read it, but I do think really there's going to be a lot of people pulling for more third place movies, and I think this is going to be one of the greats when we look back.
Yeah. I think when we did it, I think I gave it like a 3.5. I think that ATM plotline drags it down a lot for me.
It does kill it. It feels like it wasn't in the script and someone told Ice Cube or Ice Cube writes it. I don't remember.
I don't know. They told somebody you gotta get something, and I don't know. Like you could have given because Cedric the Entertainer is really funny in this.
Oh, Cedric is a fucking star in this.
Yeah. The white guy was good. Like when he's like nobody thinks he can like cut hair well, and then he like shows them all up. Like that's great. Like it's a fun hangout movie. It's low on my list just because we watched so many great movies for this wheel. But it's a damn fine picture.
A quotable movie too.
Yeah,
there's the whole argument about
the
orange juice, apple juice, as I call it a quotable movie.
Who took the damn apple juice?
Half the shit Cedric's character says that you really can't say.
Yeah, it's a great characters. It's like I said this. We both said this during the episode. Is that like these are people you kind of want to hang out with, and I wish I could have hung out with them a little bit more, if not for the ATM plotline. But yeah, it's just a really solid really solid picture. Great hangout movie. It feels like a movie you can kind of just turn on and feel nice for like 90 minutes, which is always
Well, Matt,
pleasant.
I've got some good news. You can't hang out with these people further because they made 2 proper sequels.
Oh,
What's your number 10?
my number 10 is Twisters.
Man, it's just this is one of those movies that I really liked watching it, and now the further away we get from it, I'm like, yeah, it was okay.
My feelings on it are still the same. I think it was just, and I never, even when we talked about it, like I'm not gonna pretend Twisters is some like it's not some like Top Gun, Avatar, or like Dune, like blockbuster perfection. But it's just such a solidly fun throwback type movie, and God, that Glenn Powell, man, talk about an F5 of charisma.
Charisma, but somebody give him someone that can match that can match him on the chemistry side. I did not buy the chemistry in this movie at all.
Really?
No.
Oh, I did. I demand they release the Kiss cut.
No, I don't think it was there with Daisy Edgar Jones. I think there's another movie on this list where he has way better charisma with somebody. But I don't know, I don't think anyone can match him right now.
We talked about this when we talked about Hitman, and I truly believe this. I think he has so much charisma that he absorbs any presence that anybody else has if they're in a scene with him.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about it more since that episode too.
Like,
and I do think there is one person that can match him, and I think she'd be great with him.
Oh, you're talking about a female?
I'm talking about female.
Oh, I thought you just meant in general.
I think Jennifer Lawrence would be great with him.
Yeah, maybe.
I was thinking about that the other day, but I mean, to get back to Twisters, I don't know. It just,
I think it's a really fun, well put together, just blockbuster picture. The Twisters are great.
It's a fun summer blockbuster.
It's a fun summer blockbuster. If you feel it, chase it. And you know what? I'm still saying that. I'm still, it's memorable to me. I still remember the movie theater sequence. It's got some good. There's good shit in there. It's just a fun picture, and I really enjoyed my time with it. I still look back on it fondly. I haven't rewatched it since, but
I could do with a little less country music. But I mean, when in Oklahoma, do as the Oklahomians do.
Somebody I follow on Blue Sky was talking about this, and I commented, and I think this is to the picture. This is to Twisters. Like, this is the best compliment I can give it. It's such a good movie that for 2 hours it made me forget that I hate country music.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's all right. If you're going into Twisters like hoping for some groundbreaking, no, it's just a good blockbuster movie.
It's a fun blockbuster. I like it better than the first Twister.
I will say, bravo to them for not like doing the typical like we're gonna shoehorn in a character from the first movie.
Yeah, no, it's just a god honest like let's make a Twister. Let's just make a good old fashioned blockbuster. So,
and God damn it, they did.
Yeah, good for them. I applaud them. Good for you, Glenn Powell, Lee Isaac Chung.
You guys did it.
Yeah.
Number 9. My number 9 is Aliens.
What was your 10?
My number 10 was Barbershop.
Oh, okay. I'm getting lost in the numbers here.
We got a little cross there for a minute with the numbers.
Okay. What was your number 9?
Aliens.
Oh, that's my number 9.
What?
Yo.
This movie holds up. It's a classic.
Fantastic. That old Jimmy Cameron, bright future.
The man can do sequels. Who knew?
Yeah, that man can make an action movie. Let me tell you.
I mean, the fact that this movie goes an hour without any action to match the hour that Alien did without any horror.
It's a very,
very cool.
Old Jimmy Cameron, and I'm gonna keep calling him that because I like it. Old Jimmy Cameron is very good. He's never gonna win like a screen. He's never gonna win a screenplay award, but he's very good at economical writing. He gets to the point. He gets you where you need to go.
Great Bill Paxton in this movie, by the way.
Yep, Mr. Bean.
Sigourney Weaver goes without saying. Amazing in this movie.
Oh, Paul Reiser with a little worm of a man.
I do love that worm of a man. It's just a good movie. It's a good movie. It holds up. Go watch it.
Yeah. There's really not much. There's really not much more we can say that we didn't say in our episode. So go if you haven't listened, go listen.
There were just movies I liked better.
Yeah.
On this list.
Yeah, same.
One of those being my number 8 movie, Hitman.
Oh, I have that a little bit higher.
Okay. What's your number 7? Or what's your number 8? I'm sorry.
My number 8 is Field of Dreams.
All right, that was my number 11.
Yeah.
This was the opposite of It Follows. I was going into this hating it. I was like, I'm gonna hate this. This movie's so fucking cheesy. And I came away liking this more than I thought I would.
I went into this with no expectation. My dad was like, my dad went crazy when I told him I'd never seen Field of Dreams. He was like, oh, you got to see it. It's so great. And, this is like the quintessential dad movie, right? So I'm going, is it going to live up to these expectations? And, I'm listening to the things you're saying. I'm like, it does seem kind of cheesy and stupid. It got me, man. It got me.
I cried.
Yeah.
I cried when he was playing catch with his dad.
It got me. It is cheesy and it is schmaltzy and it completely works.
I cried when Doc stepped out to save the girl.
You were good, kid.
And then they call him back into the cornfields anyway to come with them.
Hey, kid.
It's just...
hey, rookie, you were good.
My first time seeing it as a father and as a much more mature person. It's like, oh, yeah, there's a reason this film is so loved. And Annie's protecting the fucking books.
Yeah, she's halting the rise of neo-fascism in America. She did it as long as she possibly could. Unfortunately, it's back.
She passed the torch, and it turns out somebody dropped it along the way and burned some books.
Yep, so they dropped it on the books, actually.
Those poor fucking books.
Oh, but yeah, it's just and I was expecting more baseball, and there's not really that much baseball in it, because he goes out on the road, he finds James Earl Jones, they're searching for the meaning of this voice, like, what are we doing? What are we supposed to do? And
James Earl Jones almost beats the brakes off of him with a pipe.
yeah, he tries to fake kidnap James Earl Jones when he won't go with him. Pretends he has a gun. James Earl Jones is like, no, you don't. He's like, yes, I do. He's like, okay, and he just whips out a tire iron. Oh, fantastic!
Well, man, we really lost a treasure in that man this year.
We did, but yeah, Field of Dreams, it got me, and I think if you watch it, I think it's gonna get you. It's a very, and we said this like the beginning of the movie, how he thinks like, oh, I gotta reconnect with my dead father, and like that's what it ends up turning out to be. Just he went and did all this thing. He overthought it. He thought it was all these different reasons, and it was that the whole time. He was right the first time. And
don't overthink your problems.
Don't overthink your problems.
You were probably right the first time.
yeah. Just and he plays catch with his dad, and it got me. And it's gonna get you. Mark my words, listeners. If you ever watch Field of Dreams, it's gonna get you. The cheese. Yeah, the schmaltz.
Don't watch Field of Dreams with daddy issues. Don't do it.
Yeah. Even if you don't have daddy issues, it's gonna get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cheese.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna paraphrase Gloria Estefan. The schmaltz is gonna get you.
I do think if on this list, I do think this is probably one of the most rewatchable movies.
Yeah.
On this list. Yeah. It's a beautiful piece of cinema.
It is. That's why I was considering where to rank this, and I think the deciding factor why I ranked this like in the top 10 was how rewatchable it is. Like I'd like to watch this again. I'm gonna put this in rotation.
Just feels like it's a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie. People joke like, oh, that you can't make Blazing Saddles, you can't make this other raunchy movie. You can't make Field of Dreams today.
No, because people wouldn't accept it. It's too it's too cheesy, it's too emotional, it's too sincere.
It's woke. You protected the books. It's woke.
You could never make a movie this sincere these days. Where are the quips? Why aren't they taking the piss out of their ridiculous premise? Fuck you.
Yeah, eat shit.
Yeah, eat shit, okay? Respect Kevin Costner.
Eat shit and go play catch with your goddamn dad.
Yeah.
What's your number 7?
Civil War.
I have that just a little higher. My number 7 is Ricky Stenicki.
Ooh, okay. Now
I do like Ricky Stenicki. I do think
I really liked it as well.
Cena brought it in this role. Cena has now proven that he is a comedic. He's a comedic person that can, if you put him in a comedic movie, if you put him in a comedy, he will deliver.
Yeah. Let's get him in a buddy comedy with Glenn Powell.
Oh, I'd like that. Make him brothers.
Yeah. Let's get a buddy cop or just buddy? What do you think?
Oh, I would like a buddy cop. Like we've had some good buddy cop comedies in the last 10 years. But we do need another one.
Yeah, let's get a buddy cop comedy. Glenn Powell and John Cena. Let's do it.
Cena's great in this. The jokes are amazing. The setup, the raunchy songs where he's
the jizz jams
coming and jizz jams. Yeah.
Oh, the bris scene. That whole sequence is incredible.
Just Ricky's like dedication to the role. He's so dedicated to the role that he
you gotta buy
drinking.
the zoo. You gotta buy the zoo.
You gotta buy the zoo. I just bought a house. The number of times I've said I bought a zoo this week is too damn high. I look at my wife and I say, "We bought a zoo."
Oh, he's got a shirt that says, "I don't trust soup." I don't know whose decision that was, but thank you.
It's just a good movie.
It's a really funny movie. Again, I put it a little lower on my list just because we did so many good movies.
I do think some of the side characters get lost.
Yeah.
Get lost in it. Efron's in this, and he just kind of gets lost.
He is. He's the straight man. He's not a terrible straight man, but he does kind of. There's so many zany characters.
Yeah. There doesn't feel like there's enough time for everything going on in their lives when we've got this character who, why doesn't he trust soup? Why is he going cold turkey for this job?
Turns out he's a really good actor.
Why can he? Why is he able to do this circumcision willy-nilly?
Well, he used to literally. He used to cut shrimp at Beefsteak Charlie's.
This is one of those movies where if it came out in the late 2000s, early 2010s, it would be.
You know what? I'm talking about this. I'm bumping this up. I'm swapping. I'm bumping this up. Ambulance is 12, and I'm bumping Ricky Sneaky up to 11.
Okay. You know what? Ambulance going down. That's cool with me.
I still like Ambulance, but I'm talking about Ricky Sneaky. It's too funny.
Hey, sometimes the list changes willy-nilly like that. Sometimes you just got to go with it like Ricky did.
Yeah. Again, we watched so many good movies that there's so many I love that I didn't put Ricky Sneaky that highly because I thought, it did have some problems and like, it's funny, but nothing spectacular. But now I'm the Beefsteak Charlie's bit. I'm thinking about all the bits and like, I'm at least going to put it above Ambulance.
I want that shirt, damn it.
I do want that shirt legitimately.
What's your number 7?
My number 7 is Civil War.
I have that as my number 6.
Oh.
Well, the whole reason I have it down so far is because of the fence sitting. I think Alex needs to get off the fence and pick a side. No. I think anyone who says that's a fucking idiot.
You should have put it at number 9, so it was right on the fence.
Right on the fence of the list, yeah. No, this is a great movie about journalism and humanity, and how to be a great journalist you have to lose your humanity, and vice versa.
It's a great movie about how we'll never learn. We'll never learn.
We're gonna keep on doing it. Do you think we should watch this on instead of doing a January 6th, we should just watch this movie.
It should be like an annual January 6th watch.
Yeah. We're just gonna watch Civil War.
It's January 6th. Time to watch Civil War.
Time to watch the Alex Garland classic. What kind of rewatch are you?
Like every February 2nd, you watch Groundhog Day. Every January 6th, you watch Civil War.
And then every Thanksgiving, you watch Planes, Trains, and Automobile. Call it a day.
Yeah.
That's your year of holiday movies right there.
It becomes its own holiday.
But no, I really like this movie. This is probably my new favorite Alex Garland film.
Yeah, it's definitely mine.
Kristen Dunst is great in it. The fact that Jesse Plemons was only in the movie because somebody else had to drop out, so he filled in and basically fucking
stole the
fucking movie in a quick little 5-10 minute scene.
Honestly, okay, I saw this movie originally when it first came out in theaters, and I watched it again for the podcast. So I watched in the intervening, months or whatever, I've watched many 2024 movies. He's the most terrifying villain of the year.
He's scary.
He is.
He's so fucking scary.
So nonchalant about everything. The way he's just fiddling with his gun in different positions. The way he's just nonchalantly fertilizing a fucking mass grave. The glasses that he definitely stole from a person he killed.
Oh, and there's no telling you what else he was wearing that was his. Like
Yeah.
I could
Are those
argue
even his fatigues?
exactly. I could argue that he stole those fatigues.
Yeah.
Uh, but no, this is just a good movie. The tug of war between Lee and Joel over Jesse's journalistic soul.
Yeah.
Stephen McKinley as Sammy is great in it.
The way that Lee and Jesse like swap souls, like
By
Jess-
the end of it, yeah.
yeah, Lee becomes more human, Jesse becomes less human.
Joel at the end of the movie asking Nick Offerman is the president for the quote. I forget the exact line. Don't let them. It was
Don't let them
do
kill.
this to me.
Don't let them
Don't
kill
let them
me.
kill me.
And he's just like,
Good
that'll,
enough.
yeah, that'll do.
It's just so fucking cold.
The way the photo develops over the credits, great detail.
Like Jesse Plemons in the movie is a bad guy, but Joel in that moment is also a bad guy.
They're all, they're all bad guys. The only one,
Everybody is terrible in this,
except Stephen McKinley.
Yeah, Sammy's like the old journalist who's like, hey man,
Yeah.
look, what we do is soulless. What we do is like kind of fucked. We don't need to do this.
Yeah, he's the only one that's like, don't lose your humanity, don't do it. And it's like, there's even that conversation we spoke about this, where it's like, when they're in that town that's like pretending nothing's happening, and Lee is like, it's everything I forgot, and he's like, it's everything I remembered. Just great stuff.
I remember when that trailer came out, a few people were like, that girl in the shop who's pretending nothing's going on is just a semblance of the kind of people everything's wrong. It's like, no, like that's like the shit going on in the world. I'm just a guy in St. Louis. Like that's that's the perfect capture of that.
It's just a great movie about how we'll never learn. It's always something. It's always something that we're just, whether it's, fucking whatever's going on in the world, someone is looking at pictures on CNN going, that's a cool picture, when it's like the most horrific thing anybody has ever seen. You're just going, that's a cool shot. And some other person is just like going about their life, and it doesn't matter. It's not affecting.
I had that when picture of the year was so I forget who it was. Some guy was assassinated, and the picture of the year was the assassin holding the gun in the air, screaming at the audience. And I was like, oh, we're just okay. Were you nominated for picture of the year? Cool.
Everybody's just going about their lives right now. Well, there's war crimes happening, and they'll just be like, yeah, I got to go shop on Black Friday. Which I did.
Movie,
I shopped on Black Friday because it's just a great movie. And you can fucking sitting on the fence, like, no, because it's not doing that. Like, that's not. It has no interest in. It can't sit on the fence because it has no interest in being what you think it is. It's not about that. It's about everybody.
Pick a side, Alex. What's your number 6?
Hitman.
Yeah, Hitman. That was So I had it a little lower. I really enjoyed it. I'm normally not a rom-com guy, but
yeah,
I liked the chemistry between the two main leads.
Great chemistry. It's great to have a movie where the leads have like palpable sexual chemistry. That never happens anymore. Thank you, Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell was wacky in it, almost to a fault. I mean, I said it in the show, but I for sure thought you could cut in Master of Disguise at one point. And you couldn't tell the difference, besides the fact that one's Dana Carvey.
Ron is great.
Yeah, I like this movie.
Ron is great. Gary is great. All pie is good pie.
All pie is good pie. Another quotable one, by the way.
Very quotable. Very rewatchable. I think that was my key factor in ranking it this high. It was like, it's so like, because I think there were a couple. Like, I think I rated Civil War higher. But, I'm going through this. I'm like, what am I going to rewatch more? Probably Hitman. It's so rewatchable. Because,
Civil War is a very downer, whereas this is more of an upper. And I mean, this has a philosophical, like, what is self? What is a person?
Yeah, but it's fun. And it's breezy. Yeah. It's fun, and it's breezy, and it's sexy, and it's cool. And,
it's not beating you over the head with it.
Yeah, and Glenn Powell is cool. He's cool as Ron. He's dorky as Gary. He's doing all these other fun Hitman things. It's just even if you don't like Glenn Powell, you'll like him after this movie. I don't know why you wouldn't like Glenn Powell, but if you don't, watch Hitman and you'll like him.
Just watch Hitman.
Yeah.
Let's see here, number 5. What's your number 5?
Unforgiven.
Ooh, I have that a little higher. I have Breakdown at number 5.
Ooh, I have that a little higher.
What's your number 4? My number 4 is Unforgiven, so let's do Unforgiven.
Well, what's your number 5?
Breakdown.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, it's late. I've stopped listening.
It's late.
I stopped listening to
getting towards
anything
the
you're saying.
He hasn't heard any word I've said in the last 20 minutes. But yeah, so Unforgiven. All that over a Lil Pecker, right?
All that over a little pecker.
I mean, this is Clint Eastwood doing Clint Eastwood. This is
Yeah, the West.
this is your
the
end
West
of the end of
sucked.
the West.
Yeah, the
The West
West.
sucked.
The West sucked, and everything you've heard about it is a lie. And here's a
Yes.
movie where everybody's lying about the West.
I mean, this was I can't name any other Western movie that really explores the West in this way. I think some of the closest stuff would probably be the Red Dead Redemption games.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, The Searchers is kind of also about how cowboys are terrible, but it's still also kind of about how they're cool because it's still John Wayne. So I don't. But
Well,
even
this
that,
one also
that was like. But even then, that was like in the 50s. So like, this was the 90s.
this one
so
also
like,
plays with this one plays with journalism a little bit too, because you have Bill, right? Bill's being followed by that journalist or that writer.
yes, the Duck of Death.
Little Bill Daggett.
Oh,
And he's just obsessed, and he's writing everything. He's following him, and he's like, yes. I'm trying to, because it's been a few movies since we watched this. He's originally following
the
English Bob.
English Bob. The Duck
and
of
English
De-
Bob gets arrested for some bullshit.
arrested for some bullshit because little Bill runs his town very sternly and strictly.
So he's writing about English or Little Bill, and then Little Bill towards the end gets killed, and then he ends up wanting to write about William Money.
Yeah, and William Money's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So it's a movie about everything you heard about the West is bullshit, but then you've also got these men
Yeah.
that like are willing to sell you that tale.
And even the
Or
kid
just as
too.
bad.
Even the kid too, who's like, yeah, I killed this many men, and it turns out, no, I ain't killed nobody.
He's
Like,
full of shit.
He's full of, everybody's full of shit, and everybody's like, they all think they're doing the right thing, and there's the argument that you can make that maybe in their own way they are doing the right thing to them.
They're not. Nobody's doing. I mean, even the prostitutes are like
Yeah, everybody's
Doing
terrible. right?
terrible.
They're all because like, and again, like you can make the case like, okay, so like William, so like he's our hero, so we're following him, and he's doing the right thing. You know, he thinks he's protecting the honor of these prostitutes, and little Bill thinks, you know, oh, I'm just protecting this town. You know,
I'd say the only person that didn't do anything wrong was Ned.
yeah, probably, but even then,
And
like,
Ned got the most fucked. Well, Ned did cheat on his wife, but I mean, everyone's
Yeah.
cheating on their wives in the West.
but even then, like he didn't do anything wrong in the movie. But you know, if he was
Yeah.
like, if he was Money's partner, like back in the day, then he did some shit.
Right.
Yeah, so like nobody.
Right. Old sins catching up.
Yeah, right. No, and they won't be forgiven. They'll be unforgiven. In fact.
Unforget. My favorite scene is when the prostitute that was disfigured, and I'm air quoting disfigured because she looked. It's like, wait a minute, was this girl was disfigured? What?
Yeah, she still looked great.
Yeah. Fucking. She catches up with Will Money. I think it's after he's sick and he's like recovering. And he's like, oh, where's Ned and the kid? And they're like, oh, they're getting, I forget the exact term, but they're basically getting an advance. they're basically screwing their whole
Yeah.
reward bounty away.
Oh, but and it's he says it's a little Bill, right? Deserves got nothing to do with it.
Right.
Yeah,
And
and
he's-
then,
it's just
yeah,
he
it's
takes them all out in the bar, and it's just so violent.
yeah, and it's so quick too. Like there's no big showdown between him and Bill. It's just like and I said this in the episode, like I had to rewind it because I was like, when the hell did Bill get killed? And it happens like in the blink of an eye. Like it's so quick and like you don't even know what's happening.
He's not even the last man standing.
No, he's like the first guy taken out almost. It's just like an immediate, he like tosses his shotgun and then shoots him in the gut. And he's just down and you're like, what just happened? Like who got like Like, I had to rewind because I was like, when did he get taken out? Because it happened so fast. It's like there's no big dramatic showdown. It's just like everybody's dead now. Nobody really deserved it, but that's how it is because the West fucking sucks. And all because some guy had a little pecker.
And I don't know how you see like awesome stuff like this and think, yes, Clint Eastwood's last movie, possible last movie, Juror number 2, limited release.
Not even like the most limited it could possibly be. Ridiculous.
Bullshit.
That man will ride in hell.
What is your number 4?
My number 4 is Breakdown.
Oh, so you and I had an Unforgiven Breakdown flip flop.
We did.
Oh man,
What
that
a
is
lean,
just a good.
what a lean 90-minute thriller this is. Just fantastic stuff.
And it didn't do any of the psychological head stuff that I thought it was gonna do.
Yeah, it's just such a tight 90, and things just happen, and then they ramp up, and whenever. And this is how you know this is the makings of a great thriller. Every time a problem is solved, a new one presents itself.
It's just
Right? And
God.
And shit happens, and you think, oh, the movie's gonna be about him, trying to figure out what happened to his wife, and then 10 minutes later, you figure out what happened to his wife, and it becomes a whole new thing.
Right, and because I've seriously spent like the first 30 minutes like, was she even real? Did she even exist?
Yeah, you're like, oh, the guy does, the trucker is saying that he's never seen him before, and that great reaction by Kurt Russell. What are you doing, man? Great stuff. And then you're like, oh, it's gonna be this where he's gotta find out how his wife disappeared and a thing, and it's like, oh, 10 minutes later, oh nope, turns out they did take her and they want ransom money. And then it becomes a different thing, and he's gotta get her back, and then I love how he's just a guy, so he doesn't know how to, he goes into the bank's like bathroom looking for supplies for a big rescue, and he's just like, ugh, there's just nothing there for him.
He's just a guy, and then like the next frame, he's climbing on a big rig that's moving.
Yeah, but like he's not like he's slipping. He loses his gun.
Right. It's not like
he's not like a big.
It's
action
not like
hero.
he's parkouring his way through it.
Yeah, he's like barely holding on. And you're like, he gets the gun, right? And you're like, oh, he's got a gun now, and then he just like immediately loses it. Oh, it's just full of great things. The scene where he's like duct tapes the guy's throat to the passenger seat and just continually breaks.
I came away because I was like, is this? I look at the '90s action, the late '90s action movies, and I've come away always thinking like, it's 50-50. It's either really good or really bad, and this turns out to be one of the really good ones.
Yeah, it's a nice lean tight 90. It everything ramps up beautifully to a fantastic crescendo.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Crimson Tide.
Sir, my number 3 is also Crimson Tide.
Oh, now we're on a wavelength.
I do wonder if our 1 and 2s are going to be the same or if they're going to flip flop. We'll see.
We'll see. Oh, what
3
a picture.
mutinies!
Three
motherfucking
mutinies. Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman verbally sparring. What? Just fantastic. Movies just have Gene Hackman in them. We failed as a society.
Movies used to be lit. There used to be lighting.
Yes, there used to be interesting lighting.
The green room is obviously the sonar room. Red room's the combat room. Come on, you guys.
Yeah. Oh, God damn. What a picture. What a picture. The whole thing takes place in a claustrophobic submarine, but it's filmed like a high-octane action movie. Just a bunch of character actors of dudes being dudes.
I mean, the movie had me at the first mutiny, and it just kept fucking going.
Oh, a mutiny for the mutiny, and then a mutiny for the mutiny of the first mutiny. Fantastic. Steve Zahn just getting pelted to death by that thing.
Get his fucking face melted.
Oh, my God.
R.I.P. Steve Zahn. Yeah, this is just...
It's so good. It's just nonstop. And a movie that and again, it shouldn't be this. It's so fast paced and high octane, but it's just guys in a submarine talking at each other for most of it. But again, like Tony Scott shoots this like an action movie. It's zipping back and forth between, Denzel and Gene Hackman, and then zipping between people around them, just reacting to the things that are being said. Like, just, it's rat-a-tat-tat, and it's great.
And just another strong through line. This one being about, falling in rank, falling in line, and following orders, and then just to be followed by mutiny.
Yeah, mutinies and mutinies and mutinies. And then,
Conversations about horses that are they white? Are they black? Who knows?
are they from Spain? Are they from Portugal?
Good stuff.
Great
Good
stuff.
ass stuff. We used to get good movies all the time.
Yeah. What happened?
What happened? What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Burn After Reading.
Son of a bitch. My number 2 is also Burn After Reading.
Okay, we're on the wavelength now. Oh, what a picture! Just the biggest idiot you've ever seen.
I just wish you. But on the opposite side of A Quiet Place, these are idiots like stumbling.
Yeah, yeah. Like-
stumbling further and further, and you're like, I can't look away.
It's
I
yeah,
can't
a
look
quiet
away.
place. A quiet place. They're idiots, but they're not supposed to be idiots. They're the biggest idiots you've ever seen, but they're not supposed to be. These idiots are very much supposed to be the biggest idiots you've ever seen, but they don't think they are. They all think they're smart people doing smart things.
I wish we could. I wish everyone could just see Brad Pitt's face in that passenger seat as while he's talking to John Malkovich.
He makes like 4 different like facial expressions in the span of like a second.
John Cox.
It's Osborne Cox.
I'm sorry, Osborne Cox.
Is this Osborne Cox? Yes, this is Osborne Cox. I'm sorry to be calling. It's such a late hour. I am just a good Samaritan. What are you talking about? Is this Osborne Cox? Just whenever he doesn't know what to say, Osborne Cox.
Osborne Cox. Yes, yes.
I thought you might like to know about the security of your shit.
Yes.
Oh, you think that's a shoo-in?
Everyone just thinks so highly of themselves in this movie, and everyone's actually not.
They're
and
all
just
they're
to
all
find out
stupid.
that John Malkovich's character is like a low clearance level guy.
Yeah, like nothing's. They all think something big is happening. They're part of something, and they all think they're smart. And like John Malkovich has this. He's so angry in this movie. It's incredible. He's always yelling at someone, being mad because he thinks he's better than them, and he's so stupid. And he's an alcoholic.
Fucking, he's like, I'm not a.
He's like, fuck you. He's like, alcoholic. You're a Mormon. Everyone's an alcoholic next to you. And then like the first thing he does is goes home to take a drink in the middle of the afternoon.
And then there's a scene towards the end where he breaks into his ex-wife's house, and first thing he does is goes to the liquor cabinet.
There's at the end of the movie when he's going to the house from his boat, he's carrying a glass of like scotch the whole time. So he walks to his house with like scotch with a glass of scotch. He's always drinking. Just a dumb idiot who thinks he's more important than he is.
And it's you got George Clooney as Harry just fucking his way around town.
Yeah, he's so
thinking
paranoid.
Thinking that his wife, who's a famous author, is not doing the same.
And he's so paranoid all the time. He thinks there's always someone watching. And I guess there is someone always watching him. But again, he thinks there's like some government conspiracy. People are keeping an eye on him. They all think they're part of something. And then J.K. Simmons, as the CIA director, he's being briefed on these things. He's like, what the fuck is happening? No, and nobody knows. Nobody's got an answer. It's just a group of idiots converging.
Hey, but Linda Litsky gets her surgeries at the end.
Yeah. Poor Chad, though.
Poor Chad. Poor Chad. What about poor Ted?
Oh yeah, poor Ted also. What a sad sap. Just a
Gets
bunch of
beat to death.
just loser fucking idiots. But yeah, Brad Pitt in this all-timer comedic performance.
I think they don't kill Osborne Cox, right? He's in a coma after they shoot him, right?
He's in a coma, and they don't think he'll pull through.
Oh, what a fucking classic. Classic fucking comedy.
Incredible movie. Okay, so we're agreed on our number 1 then. It's Collateral.
Collateral.
Yeah.
It was never not going to be Collateral, right?
Max, I do this for a living. Just dies immediately.
Boom, 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 boom. Hey, you know what? And Assassins are hot right now in the SEO, so
They are hot right now in the SEO. All Vincent Collaterals. Clearly, he's been up to stuff. He's been doing some work.
he's in New York right now. He's got 5 jobs, and
Not
he's got to do
anymore.
them in 5 days.
He's not in New York
Oh, he did them
anymore.
all. He did them all.
He's gone now, but
He does this for a living.
he does it for a living. He does it for a living. And Max drives cabs for a living, although he's just doing it temporarily. He's been doing it for 12 years.
Jesus. The chemistry, I still think about the chemistry between him and Jada Pinkett Smith in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I still laugh about how Jada Pinkett Smith has better chemistry with anybody besides her husband.
Oh, what? And just the yin and yang of Max and Vincent, of just Max being this like meek little guy who's like, I'm doing this job, but it's not my life, and I got bigger aspirations that he's too afraid to do. And Vincent is just not a human anymore. He's just totally consumed by his profession.
Right, and I still think of the coyote scene that we discussed in the episode about.
Yeah.
They both see this coyote and they see themselves in this coyote.
Yeah.
And Max sees the coyote and he sees himself as a fighter and someone. This coyote's in LA, but it's still surviving. Max is like, yeah, that's me. That's me fighting to survive.
And then Vince sees him and he's like, damn, that's me. Just a lone wolf with nothing and nobody. And the look in Tom Cruise's eye in that scene, great eye acting. People say Tom Cruise is like I hear this all the time. Oh, he doesn't really act. He just plays himself. Tom Cruise can fucking act, man.
He can act his ass off.
Yeah, and just his eyes in that scene looking at that coyote thinking, what the fuck is wrong with me? Just in that one moment. Just this machine. This inhuman, machine consumed by his work. That brief glimpse looking at that coyote. He's finally a human being being like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah, just talking about this movie makes me want to watch it right now.
It's so good. So good. And
just thinking about the scene of them at the jazz club talking to Daniel, or Mark Ruffalo getting capped at the nightclub.
Just
unceremoniously capped and killed off in the movie.
Yeah, it's not even doing anything. He's just walking out the door and he gets capped. Like he's not confronting anybody. He just gets capped because Vincent thought he was making a move.
Good movie.
Oh, fantastic! I think we said
great
this.
Michael Mann.
I think
this is the best.
Yeah. We talked about this.
The last good man?
I don't know if it was the last good man.
Last great man. So
it might have been the last better. Great man. I'm gonna look up this
film. There's Miami Vice. People are weird about that one though.
I don't hate it was okay.
Public Enemies, Black Hat, Ferrari.
Public Enemies I liked. But Black Hat I haven't seen. Ferrari I enjoyed, but I guess this was his last great. Because Miami Vice is Public Enemies I like, but it's like a decent 7 out of 10 type thing, 7.5 out of 10. Ferrari's also a decent biopic, but it's a biopic. But yeah, I would say this is, and we said this, we talked about this. This might be the best man.
It's neck and neck with Heat.
It is.
I can't speak to The Last of the Mohicans. I love that soundtrack. Never seen the movie all the way through.
The Insider is also incredible.
We might have to do some more Man on the third wheel.
Allie, I haven't seen Allie. Is Allie good?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, but just Heat, The Insider, Allie, and Collateral, what a run!
Yeah, the man was on fire back then.
Yeah, fuck. But yeah, Heat, Insider, Collateral, any of those three, there's a good case to be made that it's the best man.
Because I'm caught in the middle between Collateral and Heat. Because I saw first, but I saw them pretty close together.
I think I saw Collateral, but Heat is so good. They're so good. They're both so good. I think Collateral is more rewatchable.
Yeah, I think Max is just more likable than anybody in fucking Heat. Because the person you're supposed to like in Heat, Pacino, is just so. She's got a great ass.
Give me all you got.
He's just so fucking goofy, and you're like, "Oh, calm down, man."
Do you know?
Calm down.
Do you know why he's like that?
I do not. Why?
Okay, so they said they were okay. So him, Pacino, De Niro, and Mann did a Q&A for the 25th or some anniversary of Heat. It was moderated by Christopher Nolan. So Pacino said this, and I don't know if this is true or just a thing he made up after the fact to cover for himself, but apparently, originally in the script, and they cut this out of the movie, is that his character was on cocaine.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently his character was taking cocaine. So that's why sometimes he'll just be that way.
That makes more sense than just the way he was.
But yeah, Heat is an epic. That's the thing. It's an epic. So it's a 3-hour epic. and it's fantastic. But Collateral is more rewatchable. But The Insider is also fantastic.
Have I seen The Insider? I don't know. Now you got me curious. This might be one I've seen and just don't remember. The Insider. No, I haven't seen this. No.
Oh well, that's going on a future wheel.
Future
But yeah,
Wheel.
like to me, it's a toss up between Heat and Collateral. But like any of those three, if somebody said that's the best man, I'd be like, I don't really have an argument against it.
But you're not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So yeah, but Collateral, so good.
Hey, look at us. We got through 18 movies together,
We did.
and we didn't break up the podcast.
That's right. We're going into season 2.
Season 2, man. I've never been a part of season 2. What's a season 2? What is a season 2?
Something that never happens at Netflix.
Or if it does, that's the final season.
Yeah, so this has been a fun wheel. Great movies.
What are we? So we have a special episode coming up, right? With
Do
a
we?
guest.
We
Right?
do. I don't know.
That we-
Should we announce it now? Because I don't know how close to this episode that episode will drop.
Yeah. We don't have to announce it here. You're right.
So, yeah, I don't know how big the gap is going to be between.
When does this come out? This would be like the last week of December, right?
This would be
The first week of January.
First week of January, yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, the last episode, which was It Follows, was the 27th of December.
So then the episode that comes out after this would be around my birthday. Believe it or not,
When's your birthday?
January 9th.
Oh. That's if this episode comes out.
That's true. That is true.
This episode comes out. This episode comes out January 3rd, which the listeners know because it's either January 3rd or after. But yeah, who knows? Because I don't know. Depends on when we start recording the next wheel. Maybe there won't be. Maybe season 2 premieres January 10th. I don't know. Maybe it premieres in February. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell
We'll
you.
figure it out.
I'll tell you this though. It'll be a shorter break than most seasons of television get these days.
No, yay! No, yeah, no for me, but yay! Well, man, it's been fun. If I don't see you again,
It has been fun.
it's been real. It's been real fun.
If I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good luck. Good night and good luck.
Should that go on the wheel? That's a movie.
I thought that was a play more than anything. I guess it's a play now, but
Is it? Did they make it a play?
it's in black and I can't watch. I don't watch movies that aren't in color.
Don't tell me you're one of those people.
The artist, more like the fartist.
Oh, one of these days we're gonna do it. How old do you think the oldest dad movie is?
The oldest dad movie.
Because I know on this wheel, what was the oldest movie we did on this wheel? 80s?
Con Air.
Aliens.
Probably Con Air, right?
Aliens. Aliens was what, 86?
Aliens was 86.
Okay, so the oldest movie on this wheel was 86. I know the oldest movie on the next wheel is 78-ish? Late 70s. And how far back do you think we can go for a dad movie? You think there's
Pretty far.
You think there's a dad movie from the 30s?
Yeah.
There's
Now,
definitely-
can we find it to watch? I don't know.
There's definitely dad movies from the 50s.
We could probably do like Casablanca.
Yeah, there's definitely from the 40s. Any film noir, so there's definitely from the 40s. 20s and 30s are their dad movies.
All right, I'm giving it 2 stars. The audio is shit.
All right, and the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, not a dad movie. 2 stars. They didn't even speak. The whole movie was subtitled.
Ugh. Are we still recording, by the way? Or
Yes, we haven't said goodbye to the listeners.
oh, okay. I was like, wait, are we still recording? I have no idea.
Goodbye, listeners.
Goodbye, listeners. Goodbye. No. Goodbye, listeners.
Goodbye, Steve. Goodbye, Steve.
Bye, Steve.
Mr. Buscemi. Well, it's not goodbye. It's see you around. Well, we won't see you
See you
because
la-
this is a podcast, but you'll hear us again soon. Maybe.
See you later, alligator.
We do this for a living.